What's up guys, Mixed by JAYCEN here, back with another video of Mixed Up, and today we've got a special one. We're looking at the brand new plugin from Jason Joshua and Cradle Audio, Orion. It's meant to be the new big bad plugin to put on your drum bus, so let's check it out. Boom. Okay guys, cool. So yesterday I got an email from Cradle Audio saying that Orion has dropped. So I said, right, boom. First thing I'm doing when I get into the studio is I'm gonna download this plugin and I'm gonna turn on my camera and I'm gonna give you a fresh review on it. First time listening to it, and we'll see how it goes. So we've pulled up the plugin here and it's meant to be a sort of like drum bus processor. So just from here I can see it's, very similar design to the God Particle, which is a very good plugin and a favorite of mine. I use it on all of my mixes. In fact, you can see it right there. And yeah, so it's similar design, similar sort of look and feel. Let's just play and see what it does, straight out of the box, and hear how it sounds. So straight away, obviously we're getting quite a lot of volume added to the drums, and I can hear quite a lot of low end as well being added to the drums. So I believe that's coming from, the volume's probably coming from this lift section, and we have this compression section here. And then I reckon we're getting this low boost from this harmonic area here where it's like 80 Hertz, and you can toggle it between the two. So let's turn these off and let's hear what it sounds like as we bring them back in. Okay, cool. So straight away, you can hear that I'm getting that sort of low end response. It's booming, it's sounding loud. Guys, I'm really sorry if you can hear that. Hopefully it's not coming up too much, but I think my landlord is here cutting the grass, so. Yeah, apologies if that's coming in on the audio. But yeah, so we're getting like a low end response and it's kind of pulling out the harmonics, I guess around 80 Hertz, and then we can change it to 50. Yeah, so it's lower. Yeah, a bit more noticeable as it goes up, and you're getting that punchy feeling. Probably really gonna help, I guess, like when you're listening to the music out of like smaller speakers and stuff like that. It's gonna drive that bottom end out and really make it so you can hear the kick. And then we have this compression here, which I guess for this is going to be sort of like a slow attack, medium release, sort of like glue style compression. Yeah, definitely. So it's giving it a bit of presence, it's rounding off the sound and making it and gluing it together is sort of what you're after. And we'll flick between the two different modes here. Okay, nice, cool. So one, to me, sounds a little bit more rounded and a little bit more colored, and then the other is sort of less so, a bit more open, a little bit more relaxed. And then I guess this lift section here is almost acting as maybe a clipper or a limiter. Again, I'm not quite sure. I haven't read any of the specs of it or spoken to anyone about the plugin. So this, again, is just my first sort of introduction to it. Let's have a listen. Yeah. Yeah, so it's lifting it up. If it is acting as a limiter, it's sort of chopping off that top end and just giving it a bit more of an aggressive feel. And I guess maybe that's what this drive is doing here as well. This is probably more of like a saturator. Let's have a listen to this on and off. Yeah. Yeah, so that's saturating the sound, and then we'll have a few different colors to pick from here. Let's just have a quick little listen to those. Okay, cool. So drastic difference between A and C, and I guess that's just in terms of like where it's pulling out the saturation, probably using some sort of like its own EQ thing. I know that JAYCEN Joshua was a big fan of the Waves Factory Spectre, I think it's called. So maybe it's sort of like trying to do a little bit of something like that, and it's pulling things out and just, you know, getting things in the right place, which is nice. And the fact that obviously we throw it on the drum bus and it's sort of doing it to all the drums is nice. You can just get your drums to where you want them to be. And then this is the final sort of like plugin that you'd put on there to get it, you know, over the line and get a little bit more out of it than maybe even you thought you could. And then here we've got a Harmonic EQ, which I guess is going to be sort of like his version of Spectre. And it's, you know, you've got these bands and it's going to basically pull out harmonics in that area, which would be really nice. Obviously, if you want a little bit more of a sheen on the shakers and the hi-hats, you can pull up this top band here, this 10K. We can AV that. Yeah. So it's getting that brightness out there. It's really pulling it out. And then the same for the other bands. We wanted a bit of like crunchy low end. Maybe even a bit more punch. Sounding nice. And then obviously if you were feeling like you were missing a bit of the snare or the kick, you can use these mid bands to pull out. So that sounds great to me. It's very nice sounding just again off the jump. I will have to spend a bit more time. And then here we have this parallel section, which is cool because I actually do quite a lot of parallel processing when it comes to my drums. So I guess it's sort of like taking those areas of the drum and sort of like pulling them out. So, you know, maybe parallel compression on the sub and the lows, and then overall loudness, bringing everything up a little bit like across the board. And then grit, I guess, will be like maybe a parallel distortion or something like that. And you'll have to turn these bands on one by one and we can see what they sound like. Yeah, so really bringing that low end out, really pulling it out, and then the lows again. Yep, nice. Adding a bit more roundness to it, giving the drum sound a bit more, a fuller sound. And then this is, I guess, going to be bringing up everything. Yeah. Yeah, so it's sort of almost like it's backing it up, just giving it a little bit more presence, it will help the drums cut through the mix a bit more. And then the grit, I guess, is like a distortion-y sort of thing, maybe. Yeah, okay, so it seems to be adding just a small bit of distortion, saturation behind all the drums. I can definitely hear it on some of those rim shots, a bit more aggressive, a bit more growly sounding. And it's quite subtle as well, so I'm not sure, maybe in the comments you guys might know better what that is doing and exactly how it's working. That would be useful to know. But yeah, that's sort of like the whole plugin in a way. Just listen to this grit one more time. Yeah, definitely just adding a bit of like aggression to that bottom end. And yeah, that's essentially the whole plugin. So from listening to it, first of all, it's definitely a good tool to have on your drums. I am already thinking of other ways that this might be useful in using, do you know what I mean? Even on maybe your music bus and things like that. And, you know, might even play around with it on the master chain as well. You never know. It's always worth trying. But yeah, first impressions, pretty good. As I said, I need to give it a bit more of a run for a bit more of a listen just to really know what it's doing and how much we can get out of it. So maybe after a few weeks of using it, I'll do an updated video of living with it, I guess, for a few weeks. But yeah, if you've liked this video, please give it a like. If you have any questions or you want to tell me anything that you know that I might have missed about this plugin, please let me know in the comments. And make sure you subscribe as well, because we've got loads of videos like this coming. And yeah, I will catch you guys in the next one. Oh, as well, shout out JAYCEN Joshua. You seem to have smashed it again. And yeah, brilliant plugin. Let's go. Boom.